Take 3.
It's Jill for today. I'm in the kitchen, and before we get started, Ellen, I got the apron. I got the apron, Ellen. See there? Isn't it gorgeous? I've become a real, apron junkie, and I had seen this apron the other day, and I mentioned it in my video, and Ellen wrote and said, "Did you get the apron?" And I hadn't. I got the apron. Okay, we are making a delicious, spicy black bean hummus that's got cilantro and lime juice and lots of spice in it. And the director loves it. He says it's the best one he's ever eaten.
It's the best black bean hummus, but I think it's one of the best hummuses I've ever eaten.
Oh, what can I say? He's very kind. Okay, so we're going to come down here. Now, this is a large batch, and you're welcome to cut it in half. But I like to make a large batch and break it down like into small containers like you might buy at the store, pop them in the freezer, and you bring them out and you would never know they've been frozen. They're just phenomenal. Okay, so I've got my black beans here in my food processor. I've got some limes, I've got garlic and all kinds of wonderful spices and tahini. So we're going to get started here. I'm going to go ahead and grind up some of this garlic. This is my wonderful, wonderful rocking garlic press, which I absolutely adore. And it just makes the most wonderful chopped, if you will, garlic. So I've got a bunch of garlic here. Okay, we got that. I'm going to put that in the food processor. Okay, there we go. Put that aside, put this in there. Then I've got some, actually what I'm going to do is move everything over just a little bit so it's easier to see. There we go. And I've got some tahini. That's going to go in. And as I said, this is a large batch. And at any time that you are entertaining the moment's notice, you can just run into your freezer and pull out some of this hummus and let it defrost for a couple hours. And it is just so wonderful. Okay, so then we have some fresh lime juice here. The lime, it's such an interesting thing. You taste it. I mean, there's like this zing of lime, and it is so refreshing in this that, anyway, it's a wonderful addition. I think you could use lemon juice. You really could. But I think the lime is what really makes you know that you're eating, kind of a Latin dish or Mexican kind of thing. Okay. So then we have some olive oil. And the other thing nice about making your own hummus is you really are able to control the oil that you put in. We have purchased some hummuses that actually we can't eat because they are so full of oil. And we just don't need that much in our diet. Nobody really does. All right. And then here is my plate of spices. I've got, this is chili, cumin, smoky paprika, some black pepper, and guess what? Some cayenne right there. So that is all going to go in. And a little bit of salt. And that's the other thing you get to control when you are cooking yourself. And the other thing too is the cost. It's amazing how little you spend when you make it yourself. All right, I'm going to get this going, and then director will cut the camera so you don't have to hear it going, and it'll get all mixed up. And if it happens to be a little too thick, I put a little water in there, and just until you see that kind of consistency that you want. And I'll show you when we're done here. Okay, here we go. I think we are in a very good spot here. Now I did add some water. I would say probably a quarter cup. It was just too stiff, and we like it, so you can serve it.
What else did you add?
Yeah, I had forgotten. I had cilantro tucked off to the side there, and I forgot the cilantro, so I did put it in here, and it's just a nice small handful of cilantro. And I did. I said, uh-oh, forgot the cilantro. And that's such an integral part of this recipe.
Nope.
Oh gosh, I know who's gonna get that. All right, so we're gonna put it in a bowl. He saw me getting ready to put that blade in the sink, and it had a little hummus on there that he thought probably belonged on a chip for himself. And I'll be making my pita chips for this. We no longer buy pita chips because they're always such a terrible disappointment. They're broken, they're over salty, they're over fatty. So I take pita bread that I happen to buy at Trader Joe's, and I cut it into the size triangles that I might like for dipping, and I cut them in half, so you've got the 2 layers. Doesn't that look wonderful? It's gonna get all chilled. Okay. So, anyway, so I take those pita chips and I open them up, right? So for each square that I cut, or a triangle, I get 2. And I put them on a cookie sheet, 350 degrees, about 12 to 15 minutes. They are crispy and tasty, and you get to taste the dip instead of all that in the, the chip. Okay, I'm going to put this in the fridge. We're going to get it cold, and we'll be back for tasting. We're back, and we're going to taste this. It's just going to be so delicious. I can't wait. Here, why don't you come on down, Director, and I'll show them what it looks like all served up. There's some of my homemade pita chips. I got a little dressed up there with some cilantro. So we're going to give this a try.
That's my cue to come around.
It is indeed. It's time to taste.
My favorite time.
Taste. All right. There you go. There's for you.
I'm a little chintzy with that.
I know. Just think you get more than, right?
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Bon appetit.
Oh, there you go. You don't. Are you making it over here?
No, I think I lost some, but.
This is so good.
Oh, wow.
It's so good. It's, what are you doing there?
Well, I just, all my stuff fell off.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It is spicy, but not hot. Well, we put some cayenne in it, so we kick it up a notch.
What I like is you taste it. It tastes so good.
Yeah.
And then the heat comes on.
Yeah, the cayenne is in the back.
Yeah.
But that lime just shoots in there. Yeah. It's delicious, and all the spices, all of them just
perfect
come together.
combination.
Yeah, they just come together. And the cilantro is there, but it's not overpowering. You know how cilantro sometimes can be a little too much. It's delicious. It really is one of the best dips I made.
Aside from dumping it all over
Oh, well,
myself.
that's okay.
And on the floor and it falling out of my mouth, I did fine.
You did real good. All right, so I will say that the recipe I made today is a double batch. So the recipe that I posted below will be a normal batch. And if you want to double it or triple it, whatever, you're welcome to do that. But I want to make sure that you understand you don't need to make this huge batch.
Take that second, third batch and send it to me.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, everybody. Thanks a lot. How do we say? Thanks for viewing. Tell your friends. Subscribe. Thumbs up.
If you like it.
If you like it. And we love comments.
Yeah.
So if you feel like dropping us a little comment there, that'd be great. All right.
All right.
We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.